You slide out of your mother somewhere in East Africa, and your legs fold under you the moment you hit the ground. You need to stand, so you push your front legs forward and drive your back end up, but they slide apart in the dirt and you drop back down. You try again with your knees locked this time and get halfway up before your back legs give out. Then on the third push, your legs hold, shaking but straight, and you stay up. Your mother moves to your side and you press into her, finding milk and drinking until your stomach is full. Then a stallion from the zebra herd nearby charges toward you both with his ears flat and his head low, trying to drive your mother away from his mares. Your mother swings around and kicks back hard, catching him in the chest and stopping him, but he doesn't leave. He circles wide, then comes in from the other side. So your mother turns to face him every time he moves, keeping her body between you and him. After a few more passes, he slows down and walks back toward his herd. You stand there while your mother goes still beside you. The zebra herd is close, with their stripes cutting across the grass in every direction. You take a few steps toward the nearest group of foals, drawn to them so you move closer. But one of the adult mares cuts across in front of you, blocking your path, and the foals move further in behind her. You stop at the edge and look at the herd, then back at your mother. You have her shape but their pattern, and right now that means you belong to neither group. The zebras don't want you near their young, and there is no horse herd close enough to follow. But that gap between you and the herd is something you're going to spend a long time trying to close. A few weeks old now, and you've been following the zebra herd at a distance every day, staying just close enough to move when they move and stop when they stop. The foals graze together in a loose group near the middle of the herd, and you want to get closer, so you walk toward them with your head low, trying to look like you belong. But two adult mares step out from the group and position themselves between you and the foals, with their bodies turned sideways to block your path. You stop, wait, then try to move around the outside, but one of them follows your movement and cuts you off again. So you go back to the edge and graze there alone. Then a hyena comes in low from the far side of the herd with its head down and its eyes fixed on the foals near the center. The zebras pull together fast, with the adults forming a wall around the young and pushing them deeper into the group. But you're on the outside when they close up, so the gap between you and the herd opens up completely, leaving you standing alone in the open with the hyena still moving. It spots you straight away and changes direction. You need to get behind the herd. So you run along the outside of the group trying to find a gap, with your legs driving hard into the ground. The hyena cuts toward you, getting closer with every stride. Then your mother comes in from the side with her full weight behind her, slamming into the hyena's shoulder and knocking it off its path. It stumbles, resets, then looks at your mother and walks away. You press into your mother's side while the herd spreads back out around you. She won't always be close enough to do that, and one day soon, you're going to have to face something like that without her. Skip forward a bit, and you're around 6 months old now. The water sources have been shrinking for weeks, so your mother leads you to a waterhole shared by zebras, wildebeest, and a loose group of horses all pushing toward the same muddy edge. You need to drink, so you walk toward the water with your mother beside you. But a dominant zebra stallion steps directly into your path with his chest forward and his head high, blocking you every time you try to move around him. Your mother gets through because the zebras let her pass. But you're not a horse to them, and you're not a zebra either, so the stallion holds his position and you can't get past him. You need water, so you pull back and circle the outside of the waterhole looking for another way in. Further around the edge, away from the main group, you find a narrow gap where the animals are spread thinner, so you push through and drink there alone. That's the first time you've had to find your own way to something your mother got handed. Then a crocodile launches out of the water on the far side, and clamps down on a wildebeest calf that was drinking at the edge, pulling it sideways into the water with its full body weight behind it. The whole herd scatters at once, with every animal turning and running in the same direction. You run with them, following the zebras without thinking, pushing hard to keep up with the group. When the herd finally slows and spreads back out, you're standing deep inside the zebra group for the first time, with animals pressed close on every side. None of them move away from you. You stay still, not wanting to break whatever just happened. You've been trying to get inside that herd for 6 months. But getting in by accident and actually being accepted are two very different things. And the stallion is still out there. You're around 1 year old now, and you've been moving with the zebra herd for a few months. You're bigger than every other yearling in the group, with your body already pushing past the size of the young zebra males around you. And that's exactly why they keep coming at you. They challenge each other constantly to figure out who ranks where. And you're the biggest target, so you get tested the most. Most of the time you just move aside and let them push you, because getting into a fight with the whole group's young males isn't worth it. But one of them has been getting bolder every day, following you to the edge of the herd and kicking at your side when you're not looking. One afternoon, he corners you against a rocky outcrop with 2 others behind him, giving you no space to move away. He kicks hard into your shoulder, and you take the hit. He lines up to do it again, so you rear up with your front legs leaving the ground and come down with your full weight driving forward into his chest. That's the first time you've used your size on purpose. He stumbles backward and goes down on one knee before getting back up and walking away with the other 2 following him. After that, the challenges from the younger males slow down. But a new problem comes a few days later. A pack of wild dogs moves through the territory and tests the herd by running at the outside edge, trying to split a single animal away from the group. They go for you every time, cutting toward you on each pass and ignoring the zebras running beside you. Zorses are rare, and wild dogs work by reading how a herd moves together. Your stride is slightly different from every zebra around you, so you stand out to them every single time. You stay inside the herd and the dogs eventually pull back. But they'll be back, and next time they might bring more. You're around 2 years old now, and your mother stopped following the zebra herd months ago, pulling away gradually until one day she just wasn't there anymore. You stay with the zebras, because it's the only group you know. But without her, the adults treat you differently, pushing you to the outer edge of the herd during rest and cutting you off from the center when the group moves. You're tolerated, but you're not protected. One afternoon, a lioness comes in fast from the side, targeting the herd with her body low and her eyes fixed on the outside edge. The zebras scatter in a coordinated pattern, with every animal turning and splitting in the same direction at the same moment, the way they've been doing their whole lives together. But you learn their movements by watching, not by growing up inside the group, so when the split happens, you go the wrong way. The herd pulls left and you go right, and within seconds there's open ground between you and every other animal. With the lioness still running and now closer to you than to any zebra, you need to put distance between yourself and her fast, so you turn and drive hard toward a dry riverbed nearby, with your legs pushing full strides into the ground. The lioness follows, closing the gap on the open ground. But the riverbed cuts across the terrain ahead, and the banks force her to slow as she tries to follow the angle, so you pull away just enough. She stops at the far bank and watches you go. You stand at the far end of the riverbed alone with the herd nowhere in sight. That's the first time you've been completely on your own with no group and no mother, and you're still standing. From here, every move you make is yours to decide. And the first thing you need to decide is where to go next. You're around 3 years old now, and for the past year you've been moving between groups, grazing near zebras for a few weeks, then drifting toward horses when the zebras push you out, never staying long enough to build anything. Then one morning you come across a lone mare grazing at the edge of a tree line. You need to eat, so you walk toward the same patch and graze beside her with your head down and your body angled away, not pushing into her space. She stays. After a while, 2 more horses come in from further along the tree line and graze nearby, and by the end of the day, all 4 of you are moving in the same direction without anyone deciding to. That's how it starts. Over the following weeks, the group grows to 5, and you find yourself at the front each time they move, with your size and striped pattern making you the most visible animal, so the others just fall in behind you. You're not pushing for it. It just keeps happening, and you stop pulling back. Then a stallion comes in from across the open ground, twice your size, with his neck low and his teeth showing. He wants the group, and he's coming straight at you to take it. He bites into your neck and drives you in a circle. With his full weight pushing against yours and his legs chopping at the ground to keep the pressure on, you take the hits and keep your legs under you, circling with him instead of trying to break away, so he can't get the angle he needs to knock you down. He pushes for a long time, trying to wear you out, but your legs hold and his drive starts to drop, so he pulls back and walks away with his head still high. You have a group now, but a stallion who walks away like that doesn't forget, and he will come back with a clearer plan. You're around 5 years old now, and your group has grown to 7. A dry spell has been shrinking every water source in the area for weeks, so you lead the group toward a ridge where you found water before, with the others falling in behind you the way they always do. The water is still there, but a large wildebeest herd has packed in tightly around the entire edge, with their bodies pressed so close together that there's no gap to push through. You need to get your group to the water, so you circle the outside of the herd twice, looking for a way in. The gap you need isn't there, so you stop circling and change your approach. On the far side of the herd, the animals are spread a little thinner, so you walk straight at the gap without slowing down, with your full size pushing into the edge of the group. The wildebeest step aside just enough to let you through, and your group follows in a single line behind you, each one moving through the space you opened. That's the first time you've used your size to move something rather than fight it. While your group drinks, a young male from behind you tries to push further into the herd to get a better position, and a wildebeest kicks back hard, catching him in the chest and sending him stumbling into your side. You plant your legs and hold your position so the wildebeest around you don't close back in, giving him time to get his feet back under him. Your group finishes drinking, and you lead them back out the same way you came in, with the wildebeest filling the gap behind you as you go. A few weeks later, a foal is born into the group. It's yours, and everything you do from here puts something else at risk alongside you. You're around 7 years old now, and you're leading your group across a wide stretch of open ground toward a tree line you've crossed before. Halfway across, the ground under your hooves starts to feel different, with each step giving slightly more than it should. You slow down and take a few careful steps forward, testing it, but it holds, so you keep moving with the group following behind you. Then one of the younger horses at the back stops and refuses to move any further. You need to keep the group together, so you turn and walk back toward it, pressing your shoulder against its side to push it forward. It takes a few steps, then stops again. So you push harder, putting your full weight behind it, and that's when the ground gives way beneath you both. The crust breaks and you drop, with your front legs going through the surface first and your body following them down into a dried sinkhole. The young horse scrambles forward with its hooves catching the solid edge and pulling itself out, but you go straight down with the walls collapsing in around your legs as you land. You try to push yourself up, driving your back legs into the loose soil below you, but the walls keep breaking away every time you get any weight behind them. Your legs are bent at the wrong angles under you and there's nothing solid to push against. The group gathers at the edge above you with their heads down, looking in. You push again, with your legs driving hard into the soil, trying to find something that holds. But the walls keep going, and your legs stop finding ground. One by one, the others at the edge pull back and start moving toward the tree line, with the young horse you push to safety going with them. The last one stands at the edge for a moment, looking down at you, then turns and follows the others and disappears.